wakeboarding back in Colorado. That's where I grew up. And I was about 13 years old when I first got onto a wakeboard. My brother and my sister were both really into wakeboarding, and I was actually a gymnast. So I didn't really have much time for anything but gymnastics. So when they said they were coming down to Florida for a vacation to get some wakeboard coaching, I was like, well, sure, I'll come. You know, I wanted to get a tan, whatever. I didn't really care that much about wakeboarding, and I'd never really done it. And but my parents were like, well, why don't you just get some coaching anyways? It'll be good for you. So in that week, I just, that was when I learned how to like pretty much get up, jump the wake, and do a flip all within the first week. And my brother was like, you need to pursue this more and do this, and you can get free stuff and sponsors. And I was like, sweet, free clothes. So that's kind of what actually made me want to get into it. In order to wakeboard in Colorado, you needed to obviously only do it in the summer because of the cold. So I would have to go down to Florida for half the year. So at 14 years old, my brother and I are living down in West Palm Beach, and that was kind of a defining time in my life where, you know, I'd been served my Christianity on, you know, a platter. I'd gone to a Christian school, I had, you know, a Christian family always around me, I had my Sunday school at church, I had all these things that were always, it was so easy for me to be a Christian, and then all of a sudden I'm down in like what you would call, I guess, the world atmosphere, being involved in the wakeboarding, and there's, you know, a lot of the party scene that goes on in wakeboarding. So I actually had an opportunity to do this magazine article in Water Ski magazine, and the guy who was writing the story allowed me to really talk about my faith and my morals and just really my family and, you know, all the things I believed in and God, and it was just really a cool opportunity. But at that point, I really hadn't professed my faith in front of other people. Like, they maybe knew I was a Christian, but I wasn't really like standing up about it like that proudly. And at this point was when I really like made a stand, and not just in front of my friends, in front of thousands of people who were going to read this article. And so through that article is kind of where I decided, like, I did not want to be a hypocrite. So if I said I was going to do these things, then I really wanted to live it out, and I wanted to be that person. So that was really kind of a moment for me to just be like, okay, God, like, I'm going to completely live for you, and I'm not going to be, you know, a hypocrite in any way. A very young age. I was 4 years old when I kind of understood, like, I was a sinner, I didn't want to go to hell, and I needed Jesus to come into my heart so I could go to heaven. And that's pretty much the only understanding I truly had of it. As I got older, I really think salvation is kind of, it's like a process. It's not just something, yeah, I think it's a step of faith where you know, confess with your mouth and you believe in your heart that Jesus is Lord and He comes into your life. And there was that defining moment, but at the same time, it's a walk with God every single step of the way. And so I think as a teenager is when I really started to understand, like, of having that relationship with Jesus Christ and, you know, wanting to live my life for Him. Not because of what I can get out of Him, not because of that I know, you know, I'm going to go to heaven, but really because I love Him and I want to please Him and I want to, you know, like, live my life for Him. Knowing, you know, Jesus and having Him in my life has definitely changed my perspective in so many ways, because I know that there's so much more to life than just wakeboarding. I know that if I get last place in a competition, that my God loves me as much as if I got first place. And so I think it keeps me grounded. It keeps me realizing that, you know, yeah, whatever, maybe I have this talent, but that everything I have really truly comes from God, and that none of this I'm doing is really from anything that I can do myself. You know, sometimes Jesus is like the rock that you lean on, and like I see Him as someone I can just go to with anything. And you know, there's even a verse in the Bible that says, like, he's bottled every single one of our tears, and like, I don't know, that just gives me such like a good picture of Him. Like, and how much he cares about us, because I definitely know I've shed, you know, several tears in my life, and just to know that he's seen every one of them and he cares, and I don't know, it's such a cool picture of him. I'm thankful that there's a God up there who sees past my selfishness and my sin, and that he chose to send his son to die for me on the cross and to give me another chance, and I'm forgiven.